Virginia's two Democratic U.S. Senators, Tim Kaine and Mark Warner, both voted on Tuesday to confirm a 2020 election denier, a guy named David Perdue, to be the Trump administration's ambassador to China. I'm with you on this. What the hell? Perdue, in addition to being an election denier, is also, like Trump, a fail-up guy. He was a senator from Georgia that lost his seat in the 2020 election to a guy named John Ossoff. This Perdue guy also failed in his bid for the Republican Party nomination for governor in Georgia in 2022. That 2022 run was the one where Perdue tried to base his whole campaign really on election denial. Um, so this David Perdue guy is an election denier, a recent two-time loser, given a lifeline by the Trumpers because he's good at the bootlicking thing. And Tim Kaine and Mark Warner voted to confirm him to represent our country's interest in China. Why? We don't have anything from either of them on the why. Nothing on social media, where both are quite active. Both have had conference calls in the last couple of days. I'm recording this on Thursday, so 2 days after the vote. Nothing in those conference calls about this. Interestingly enough, the media folks who jump on those things, and it's a lot of national media, a few Virginia folks, nothing about this vote. So, you know, I mean, logical. I mean, I can join the conference calls. There's not like they don't let me get on the conference calls or anything. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I need to start doing that, right? Kaine did field a question on the U.S.-China trade war, and he agreed with the questioner who prefaced her query to the senator with the observation that Trump, quote, claims that U.S. consumers have been getting ripped off by China's tariffs for years. And here's what Kaine had to say in response to that. He's not wrong. China is stealing intellectual property. China is using state subsidies to allow their industries to sell products in the United States that undercut American industries. That's why I haven't challenged the president's tariffs against China. Um, he actually is leading an effort to get the tariffs overturned. He was successful on a bill to a resolution at least to end the tariffs on Canada. Not successful on the one he tried that went to a vote Wednesday night that would have cut the tariffs across the board. More from Kaine's quote, if the president's worried about China, I'm going to link arms with him and say, let's do what we can. China's an adversary, but when you put tariffs on allies, what you end up doing is pushing away the very nations that you can be joining with to counter Chinese bad behavior. So that's all well and good. And if this is the answer, and this is what we have, Warner, again, didn't have to address this today because nobody asked him about it. Um, Link arms, that's all fine. Let's do what we can. That sounds great. But David Perdue? Okay, I'm all for the linking arms thing with the Trump people, but David Perdue, it's time for somebody to say this is enough. I don't know why this is the straw breaking my back, but it is. The Vici approach that we're seeing from Kaine and Warner to the excesses of Trump 2.0, they're basically doing go along to get along. Newsflash, guys, it's not working. The rhetoric in the videos that Warner shoots in his car on the way to work at the Hart Senate office building, the tough talk we get from both, the posturing, holding Trump's, feet to the fire. It's not being met with anything in the form of substantive action. I hate to be this person, but it might be time for our guys from the older generation. Kaine is 67. He was just reelected a few months ago. Warner is 70. He's up for reelection next year. Might be time for both these guys to ride off into the sunset. Do it now. I know they're not going to do it, but if they did do it now, we could get a full primary ahead of special elections in uh, the fall, alongside our governor elections. With the tailwind of the historic unpopularity of Trump pushing our nominees, I think it would get him across the finish line. I'm sorry to say this, guys. I have a lot of respect for what you've done for us over the many years. Both were elected to statewide office the first time back in 2001. I've known both these guys since then. Um, it's time.